the 2015 Yamaha R1. A bike so good, so fast, so revolutionary. It made me shit my pants! So then, the 2015 Yamaha R1, Yamaha's flagship cop magnet. Needless to say guys, I was extremely excited to ride this bike, to finally suckle the sweet nectar from Yamaha's finest heat. This really is the second closest thing you can get to a road legal MotoGP bike. I haven't ridden the R1M, but believe me, this one is hardly a letdown. The engineers at Yamaha apparently spent over 6 years looking at every aspect of the bike for improvement, and shaving as much weight as possible. The result? The 2015 R1 weighs around 20 pounds less than the previous year. Julia Michaels will be so proud. We'll talk horsepower later once we get it onto the dyno. But first of all, let's talk about the controversial styling change. The styling of the previous Gen R1 looks like a cat that's having its face pulled back, which is not a bad thing at all guys, seriously. No, the previous Gen R1 was probably one of my favorite looking superbikes. However, unlike online dating, the R1 looks so much better in person. I really wasn't very interested in the new squash Stormtrooper helmet styling of the new R1 when I first saw it online, but in the flesh, this is a truly gorgeous bike. One of the key features on this bike is the all-new electronics package, which you'll see me struggle with in a bit. Fucking pain in the ass it was. I don't know, I'm stuck at the brightness menu. How do I get off the brightness menu? The owner attempted to explain to me all the different modes and settings you can adjust on the bike, but much like sitting through an algebra lecture, I slowly dozed off. But then I awoke to the shocking realization that there is a hell of a lot more at risk with an R1 than getting detention in a C-. But right when I decided to pay attention, the menus decided to stop working.
$16,000 bike, it better fucking work. Here, turn it off and turn it back on again. This is basically a computer.
Sir, have you tried unplugging it and plugging it?
So while we attempt to delicately fix this issue by giving it a good kick, I'll take this time to tell you guys about the all-new Yamaha Ride Control. So take your seats, get out your textbooks, and spit out that gum, Jerry! So most bikes today come with a few rider rate settings and presets, such as a street, a track, and a weather setting, which determine how much power the engine puts out as well as traction control level. However, on the R1 you have something called modes. Mode A, Mode B, Mode C, and Mode D. These act like save files for the assist that you can adjust, such as traction control, power level, slide control, lift control, suspension control, but sadly no mind control. Boys will be boys and won't read the manual, so you'll play around with it until you reach a setting that fits you best, and then you save it to say Mode A. And for those of us that are not MotoGP mechanics or the so-called experts on the online forums, the R1 does come with a few presets. The all-new ESC, electronic suspension control, allows you to change dampening and rebound with electronical magic, as well as a fucking cell phone app. Wow! This is so much better than the traditional method of trial and error, and all you do is make things worse! Anyway, there is a lot to this new system, so if you want to learn more about it, try it out for yourselves on Yamaha's website. It's got this really cool little interactive video game thing. There's a link in the description. So what is the R1 like to ride?
Oh god. No, it's been a long time since I've been nervous on a bike before. And there's a fucking bus in the way! Who parks the bus like that? Whoa! Holy fuck! Front wheel almost went up. So first thing you notice when you ride one of these is the mammoth of power that lurks within the engine.
The engine in the R1 is an absolute ultra-lightweight mega bomb of bad intentions. It's sort of like that one kid from middle school that kept on trying to tempt you to do bad shit with him. Come on, you pussy, do 70 and 35. No one's gonna care. But unlike that guy, the engine won't end up becoming the neighborhood weed dealer in a couple years. I rode this bike on the max power setting without any of the rider aids, and I was honestly expecting to do an Olympian standard triple twist backflip the second I yanked the throttle. But it didn't! The R1 turned out to be one of the easiest and most competent sport bikes I've ever ridden. That being said, this will still go 0 to 100 faster than Drake. No amount of electronic aids will ever save you from pile driving a 7-Eleven at 200 miles an hour. The responsibility required for riding a big leader bike like this is still there, but the R1 makes you feel confident, and you trust the bike very quickly.
Something which this bike does have, which I'm trying to sort of get used to, is that when you pull on the front brake, it also uses the back brake. Dude, that is some fantastic hair. She kind of looks like a cartoon character. Hope they didn't hear that.
Interesting. Anyway, unlike the R1's little brother, the R6, I didn't get a wave of anxiety or a puckered bunghole every time I approached a slow corner. The R1 was very stable and predictable at slow speeds. Not that he'd be going slow very often anyway. You know, I really wish I could have ridden this bike on a track. The streets of Riverside aren't exactly ideal for hard cornering or busting out lap times, and I didn't want to risk wrecking the owner's bike by racing the Reaper through the canyons. So, sadly, I'll never know its full cornering potential.
So let's go play with the settings. Oh yeah, no, okay, I'm in mode B now. What have I done? No. Okay, this must be what it feels like to be old. Oh, look at that! I wonder if I can go on Pornhub. Lap times, logging, maintenance, unit, wallpaper, shift indicator, display settings, brightness, clock, all reset. That's not, oh shit, no. Fuck, what do I do now? I don't know, I'm stuck in the brightness menu. How do I get off the brightness menu? Okay.
Apart from what you guys just saw, I really did try to refrain myself from messing with the settings too much, because this isn't my bike and I didn't want to screw something up. Just like how you never let someone play your saved games on Fallout 4. Problems? Recalls. According to the owner, it was recalled for a transmission issue in which 2nd through 4th gear may lock up under stress. The owner got so freaked out by this that he didn't want to ride the bike until he was able to send it in. But who could blame him, seriously? With the speeds that this thing can do in those gears, I wouldn't even be able to look at the bike without getting sweaty palms and mumbling under my breath. Yeah, fuck that. Also, the computer glitch we experienced earlier is a common problem. And also, this should go without explaining, but the R1 is not a city bike. The aggressive riding position is a given, but the surprisingly tall gearing on the R1 makes slow speed riding a little bit bothersome. And the seat feels like it's in a constant boxing match with your testicles. And the seat will always win.
Being a race bike, your wrists are gonna hurt at lower speeds, much like the R6. You know, I'm starting to think that Yamaha is Japanese for broken wrists.
So before I wrap things up this week, let's put the R1 on the dyno. So there you go, 159 horsepower. The R1 may not have the most horsepower or the highest top speed when put next to its competitors, but trust me, this is certainly no slouch. The engineers over at Yamaha managed to make the R1 one of the most user-friendly leader bikes out there, without sacrificing any of its ultra-high performance. Alright then guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. My editing software decided to stop working halfway through editing this video, so I do apologize for the time it took for it to come out. But it's all good in the hood now, I got it all fixed and mended, and I'll see you all in the next video.